everyone, Jason Alea back here again, and today the final episode, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, is currently available on Disney+. This time around, Bucky and Sam had to go out and fight Carly and stop her from completing her evil schemes. And that's the basic gist of this episode, just stop the bad guys. And I really enjoyed it. And this season finale was great. Though I feel like the payoff they try to set up pay off a little too early in some parts, but other than that, this was a great episode. Spoilers, there's gonna be spoilers here. If you haven't seen this episode yet, go watch it, then come back. So, for anybody who has seen the episode, this episode is basically about how Sam and Bucky needs to basically not only stop the bad guys, but really try to save Carly from going down the same road as Bucky did when he was the Winter Soldier. And Bucky and Sam had constantly tried to get her to stop. And even still in this episode, they still try to. And it's just the fact that Sharon Carter and the fake Captain America, U.S. agent John Walker, are out trying to not just go after the super soldiers, but to actually try and kill her. And it was such a tense finale. But it was also now the time when Sam had to pick up the mantle of Captain America. And man, the suit looks great. It looks like it was stripped from the comics perfectly, and on TV it was such a cool suit, and the action he uses with it and the certain moves that he has with the suit and with the shield, it was just fantastic. I love the payoff with Sam here. And the John Walker, I thought he was going to be a secondary villain, but the way they pay off his character was also pretty clever. I did not see it coming. Is how he actually tried to redeem himself by saving the people which dismantled him as Captain America. It was such a cool character payoff for him that just made me really come around to this character being more of a tortured soul than a bad guy, which he basically was throughout the entire season, a tortured soldier, basically having paranoia and tics from the war, and with his friend dying, it just really got into his head. But now he had the chance to redeem himself. So I feel like they paid off his character like that a little too cleanly. Like, I think there will be a little bit more iffiness around his character, but still, it was a cool payoff. And same thing I had to say with Sharon Carter being the power broker. Kind of just came there and went. It was kind of quick, as I said. Some of the payoffs that they have are kind of rushed, but some worked very well. And I really loved it when they actually killed Carly. I feel like I'm the only one that actually cared about the character, because I really did understood her as a villain. She was intimidating, but you understood her motivations. They were clear enough. Though I feel like her character had a little bit too much speechy moments. For the most part, she was a great character for me, and it was sad to see her die. And they did not portray her death like any other villain death in the MCU, where, hey, yay, the villain is dead. No, they actually kind of linger on her death being sort of a tragedy, which is what I like to see from Marvel movies, how they treat character deaths in their movies. It can sometimes be a little weird, but here it worked very well. And Sam's speech at the end does kind of ride the line on being too preachy for my taste, though looking back at his character arc from the entire show, it was understandable. But the way it was delivered, I just felt like it was too much in my opinion. Like, they could have had a little bit more subtlety to what he's talking about. Like, maybe shorten his speech, because it just felt like Wonder Woman 1984 is a Wonder Woman speech at the end being too preachy for me. It's just how I felt. But for the most part, this was a great episode. The ending where Bucky is trying to reconcile with his past by telling his old friend, literally an old friend, what happened to his son and he killed him. It was a bittersweet ending, but it really closed off his character arc very well, and it's what I like to see. And that final part where Sharon Carter is actually probably going to be doing some evil schemes, I kind of expected, considering what her character was like in this entire show. Shady now. I wonder what they're going to do with her character. It's going to be interesting. Other than that, this final episode was great. Sure, it felt a little rushed with its payoffs and the preachy moments where they give speeches can ride the line on a little too preachy, but for the most part, this was a great finale. As an entire series, I really enjoyed the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, despite its shortcomings. It's nowhere near as great as the Winter Soldier, in my opinion. I felt like the first two episodes really took their time very well. The next two really pay them off, and the last two have their shortcomings, with episode 5 having a little too much drawn out moments of character development, being a little too long, and here the payoffs feel kind of rushed. But for the most part, this was a great series, and I'm happy to say that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier gets an A. Thank you guys so much for watching. People like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.